Get my 6. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the most awesomest homesteading channel on the planet that typically doesn't have anything whatsoever to do with homesteading. In today's video, it's going to be a demo video. I've recently bought a new Mercedes-Benz for my beautiful bride dearly, aka Giggly Girl, and we want to keep the weather off of it. So like all Americans, most Americans, we have our garage filled with a bunch of crap from Walmart while we're leaving the vehicles worth tens of thousands of dollars outside. Well, I want to remedy that, not necessarily by getting rid of all the crap from Walmart, but by putting up a carport. And our wonderful sponsor, Vevor, has supplied us with a carport in exchange for doing this demo video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this the same way I do all my demo videos. I'm going to open it up, show you how it's packaged. We're going to have a look at the owner's manual, the instructions, make sure any or all tools that we need to put it together are there. And then I'm pretty much going to do a lot of it off camera, but if I have to troubleshoot something, if something's challenging, difficult, or maybe needs to be done differently than the instructions actually say it should be, I will share those moments with you. I'll do my best to track the actual time I spend putting it together so I can tell you at some point in the video about how long it's gonna take to do this if you get one. And I will go check the Amazon link. I think this is a roughly $300-ish carport. I'm going to make sure, and I will put the link for this product in the description box below, so you can find it there on Amazon if you like what you see. So, with no further ado, as my beautiful bride dearly, aka Giggly Girl, would say, let's get to it. I guess I better move the bins first. All right, folks, so after procrastinating for another 5 days since making the opening scene of this video, I finally decided to at least cut the box open. All right, just kidding. We've had a lot of rain. It's either been super hot or super rainy. Today seems to be good enough weather-wise to put the thing together. I'm going to have to let these ants clear out a bit. But I actually thought this thing would be soaking wet. I was going to have to unroll it and dry it out before I could even start piecing it together. But lo and behold, as with any of their products I've ever received, Vevor does an excellent job of packaging their products. Looks like everything in here stayed relatively dry. It is well packaged. Here you see all the posts. We've got the ropes. And then here's the owner's instruction manual. So I'm going to go through this. These are, that's how I hope it looks like this when I'm finished. So far I'm satisfied with the packaging. The owner's manual shows you what's in it, and it starts showing you how to piece it together. Let me get to it, and I'll continually update you on progress. Okay, folks, I want to point out that I took about 8 minutes to take everything out of the box and lay it out accordingly. I went through the parts list. I made sure everything is here because, listen, I do not like putting things together. I do not like fixing things. It's tedious and monotonous to me, and I usually pay other people to do that kind of stuff for me. I've got a more creative type mind, a big picture kind of guy, not a small detail kind of guy. But with that said, I point that out because if you're like me, it's been my experience in the past that the Vevor products are so simple to put together that even those of us who think like this have no problem doing it. But I would recommend, like I've done here, take about 8 minutes, lay everything out, make sure you've got all the parts, which we do. Now, I unfolded the tarps because I was supposed to have 4 tarpaulins, and it looks like I only had 3. The side tarps is what they appear to be are actually folded together. So, as has always been the case for me, every part I need to put together this Vevor product was included. So now, I'm going to go to the next step, and I'm trying to turn the page here with one hand, so bear with me. And basically, it looks like I get to put together a jigsaw puzzle. I'm going to be, following these instructions, putting the framework together, and I'll give you an update on that as I get some of that completed. Something else that I meant to point out that I'll do at this time, you'll see that the parts are labeled with letters. I was happy to see that all of the parts as I unboxed them are labeled. Here's A2. I've got it laid up like this. I've got A1, A2, B, and C, and every single part does have that item letter on it. And then of course these even have E, and then over here is my D. So that's really going to help as far as this jigsaw puzzle type thing goes, because you don't have to guess what piece fits where, or fits where. You simply have to follow the letters on the parts. All right, guys, status update. This has been so incredibly easy so far to this point. I almost feel bad for procrastinating for the last couple of weeks not putting it together. But I simply followed the instructions to a T, actually to a B, C, D, and E. But it's very simple. Just make sure that these doomajiggies are facing in the right way, which I did. I didn't slip up on that at all. I want to point out that they connect by way of the whatchamacallit. Again, I told you, I'm sure there's a term for this. I don't know what it is. I don't do this kind of stuff. But you just slide the end of the pole. Gee, I hope nobody gets offended. Okay, you slide the one of 72 gender dens into the other receiving of 72 gender dens, and then bam, it just snaps right out. Now, you might have to put your finger in there to find exactly where it is before it comes out. And I want to point this out, okay, like when you get to the middle, it often helps to at least put the end that you haven't snapped into the thingy yet, at least into the end of the pipe, so you line it up so it does go in smoother and snap in. This part of it took me about maybe 15 minutes, and only because I go slowly, methodically, because I don't want to make a mistake, because I know I suck at this kind of stuff. And it is getting kind of humid out here. So now all I've got to do is put it up on the poles. Now I'm probably going to need a second set of hands for that. So I'm going to go enlist the help of either my beautiful bride Dearly, aka Giggly Girl, or my perfectly healthy teenage son, who is perfectly capable of helping me do something like this. Then I'll give you an update with that. Hey, get my 6 again! All right, everybody. So I had to enlist help this time. So as you can see, I have my beautiful bride, Dearly, aka Giggly Girl, and our wonderful, darling son, Daniel. Together, the three of us picked this up. I was in the front, Daniel was in the back, Dearly was in the middle. Had no problem carrying it down. It's not heavy. It's just, you can't do it by yourself because it's large. So I've got the poles set out where they need to be. So our plan is to merely just tip it up on its side together. Everybody puts in a pole, then do the same on the other side. And so I did want to get this on video to show you how we're doing it. So if you get a couple family members, some roommates, couple buddies and neighbors, so help you out with this part. So guys, let's try it. So grab your pole and you'll be putting in. Okay. Good. Okay, then whenever you guys ready? Somebody's ready to tip it up?
Buddy?
Okay, let's go. See, this is not heavy, is it, guys?
Nope, very light.
Then you just slide it up in there. You see the thing that you push, guys, that goes up in the hole?
Oh, okay.
There you, once you get it going, push that thing to get it through. And then it snaps. Yours? You're too short. My beautiful bride, Dearly, who's 5 feet nothing, is too short to reach it. So there's that one. You getting that one, buddy? Yeah. Now, here you go. I'll help you out. You all right? No, stop. I got it. No, you got to line it up. Yeah. Got it? Okay. So it's pretty simple. Yeah, Dearly's only 5 feet tall. Let me tell you about these short girls, though. What they lack in height, they make up for in attitude. Huh, honey?
Yeah, I guess so.
You all right, Daniel? Yeah. So my 14-year-old son just learned you got to be careful with those clippy madoo things or they might pinch your fingers. So watch out for that. So while we're rolling, we're just going to flip it over now and do the other side. You guys want to do that?
Yep.
All right. So grab your pole. Everybody ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Wow, look at this. Starting to look like a carport, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, honey, are you too short for that one, too?
I cannot do it.
Yeah. You look good trying. Here, I'll help.
I'm like tiptoe. What you call this?
Tiptoeing, yeah.
Yeah, tiptoeing. Wow, this is beautiful already,
I
no?
know, right?
Wow.
Wow, buddy, you got it, huh? Oh, you know, I think that's 10 feet high. I
Yeah.
could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I can touch that. There you
Try.
can, buddy. Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah.
Oh, almost ready.
All right. So, see there. Look at
Wow.
that. So you guys saw this. This video has only been rolling for 3.5 minutes, and I probably spent a minute of it talking. Seriously, I mean, so if you got 3 people, this part takes 2 minutes. So far, so good. So thanks to my helpers, and then I'm going to attempt to do the tarp by myself just to figure out if I can or not. If I'm not able to do it, I will get one of them to help me, and I'll show you that as well, of course. Be back with the next update. Okay, as you can see, I've got the next step complete. I've got the top tarpaulin on. Guys, this took me, listen, I did it by myself. I pride myself on being very self-resilient, reliant, and it's part of my culture. I'm from Appalachia. Us Appalachian Americans, well, to quote Hank Williams Jr., country boy can survive, but also to quote Teddy Roosevelt, he said, do the best with what you have to work with, right? That helps prevent you from becoming an excuse maker. A lot of folks, and this is a life lesson, a lot of folks will say, well, I can't do that because I need help. Well, I can't do that because I need 3 other people. I didn't call my wife and son back out because my son's actually taking a final exam right now. He's homeschooled, and that's a lot more important than this. So I said to myself, well, let's see if I can do it. So I got the ladder out, and here's what I did. Part of what this product comes with are these little thingamadoodaddles, okay? So I would go up as far as I could, snap the thing here to secure with a thingamadoodaddle, and the reason I didn't record it is because I used my tripod stand as a third hand. So I would then push the tarpaulin up over where I couldn't reach, and then thingamadoodaddle the other side. So anyway, in 12 minutes, I used a tripod stand and a ladder and a couple of thingamadoodaddles, which are included, to get this part up. And there, I had to brag. I had to brag about my independence, okay? There is a life lesson in that, though. However, make sure you do it safely. I will point out, though, had I had my helpers out here, I probably could have gotten this up in 3 or 4 minutes. So enlist help if you need help, okay? Now I'm going to deal with the sides, and then I'll give you an update from there. All right, now that the main part of the tarp is up, it's time for the sides and the back. I'm going to start with the back. And guys, it really is too easy. I've got it laying out, as you can see, so it'll fit up here. And there are metal ringamathingies that will match up with the metal ringamathingies up there. And then, of course, we'll secure the tarpaulin to those other metal ringamathingies with the attach-a-madoodle. I'll actually show you guys some of this on camera so you can see how easy it is to do, okay? So far, I'm very impressed with the simplicity of this. Again, I've been procrastinating it, doing it, fearing it's going to be super complicated, but it really isn't. Got my pocket loaded with attach-a-madoodles, okay? So I don't have to climb down to get one every time. Make sure I'm centered here. Make sure I'm close enough. Remember, always make sure your ladder's locked out. Proper ladder safety. If I were not on an even surface, I would have somebody helping me hold the ladder, but we're pretty fine here. Back up just a bit more because I don't want to have to lean and change my center of gravity while I'm up here. All right. All right, the second one took a little longer because I went around the ring-a-madoodles twice because there was some slack in the first one. And if there's slack, the wind will catch this easier. So I'm going to redo this one and go through the ring-a-madoodle twice with this one as well. Now, it doesn't say this in the instructions. This is just some, I don't want to call it common sense because it's not. It's based upon past experiences of not making things as snug as I should have, and then bad things happening from that. So go through the ring-a-madoodles a couple of times with the attach-a-madoodles and it'll be more secure. And now, I'm not going to waste your time to see the next part, but I'm basically just going to go through and attach all the ring-a-madoodles to each other with the attach-a-madoodles. All right, so I've secured all the rings together going up the top. Now, I wasn't able to do it down the side because there was nowhere to connect them to yet, which lets me know that we've got to put the sides on next and then they'll attach to the sides. So let me get that going and show you a little bit of footage of that. Okay, so FYI, at this point, I've completely abandoned the instructions because it's kind of self-explanatory. I've got the first side I'm going to attach laying out, and I want to point out a couple of things. I was correct in my assumption, which is rare, careful assuming, but you see the connected doodles here, the row connected doodles there. There is an inside and an outside of this, and it's based upon the zippers. Okay, that's the top, down here's the bottom, because these sides you can unzip them and roll the center part of it up, attach it so that way you get breeze. Let me zoom out a little bit. So you have breeze coming in. This is, wow, I just heard one of my neighbor's trees fall. That was pretty neat. So anyway, fortunately it didn't fall on me. Pay attention to this. Make sure that this is the inside, on the inside of the carport, because on the other side you can clearly tell that's meant to be the outside, so you're not going to have that seam. All right, so let's go ahead and start attaching this the same way I attached the others. Give you a little bit of footage of this at least. So, yep, right up here. So where we get it started. Oh, my bad. I'll start right here, so this way I don't have to stand here and hold it. And I haven't stopped rolling because I just found a troubleshooting thing, or at least a mistake that I made. And I'm going to point it out to you here so you don't do the same thing. I'm going to have to make one change, one adjustment. This end of the back side should not have been attached here. I kind of did it thinking that's where it went, but clearly it should be attached here. So I'm going to take that apart and reattach that off camera. And then this will attach to the back portion there. So then as we come down and connect, we have a nice seam with the outer portion of the back side actually being attached back to the main part. That's going to give more stability. So I hate that I have to go back and redo that, but I'm happy to see that the product was actually made that way because that's more secure. Okay, so we now have the back side on and one of the sides. Here's the second side. I'm getting ready to put it up on the other side. So I wanted to come out and see how it looks so far from out here. Thought I'd bring you along with me. So far, so good. Now I'm going to go inside and show you how I connected everything. And I'm basically going to do the exact same thing on the other side. And again, this actually is not in the instructions, but at some point after I got done, I think the second one, no, once I got done to about right here. So I'm going to go back and redo this one. I decided that maybe I should secure these connector doodles, which are bungee cord type materials, around the post as well to provide for better support. I think that's going to work. Now on the front, there's nothing to connect to because the front stays open, so I just connected it to the pole. Halfway through, there are Velcro straps to connect to the frame. And I saw these, and at first I thought, oh, where's it connect? Silly me. That's for when you roll up. See, you can unzip here, you can unzip here. You roll this up, and then you secure what you've rolled up in that. And I'm going to do that just to show you how that works. All right, because there's going to be times where maybe you just want to have it open. I tell you, it's close to 90 now. We're approaching noon. I took some time away to have breakfast and do some other things. This makes an excellent sun blocker. So let's say you have company over. You can probably hear frogs and stuff. Our pond's right on the other side. Say you want to hang out by the pond, hear the frogs. It's hot. The sun's blaring down. Move the car over somewhere else. You could use this to hang out, you know, under. And if it was raining, you could put a table and chairs under here. In my mind, I'm just seeing so many different uses for this carport. But there's a frog. But you see this unzips, so you can roll it up. Let's say, you know, you are entertaining. Let's say it's a beautiful fall day. You're just trying to get away from the sun, but there's a nice breeze. Well, yep, and sure enough, the other Velcro connectors on the other side. So you roll it up and you just connect it with Velcro. See that? So I've still got shade here if I want it, but I can now see, let me see what you guys are seeing. Look at that. I can see up into my forest. I see the other side of the tarp I need to put on over here. So yeah, this is really, I'm really liking this. I'm really liking it. Nothing has been hard. I'm going to, again, reconnect that one. And now I'm just going to get the other side and put it up just like I did this one. Nothing to this has been hard, challenging, or difficult. Some of it, this a little time consuming. But again, I put this wall on in probably 10 minutes. So it's not so bad. And just like that, guys and gals, I put the other side on exactly the same way as I did the first one. Remember, folks, stay hydrated. This middle portion zips up exactly like the other side. You see the Velcro straps on top, so you can, of course, we have a privacy hedge over here. So probably won't be zipping that up much, but we might from time to time if the breeze is coming from that side and if we're entertaining in here. Again, I'm already seeing multiple uses for this. And folks, let's say you don't need one of these for your car, but let's say you've got like ATVs. Let's say you've got zero-turn mowers or push mowers, just any sort of outdoor equipment. More storage space for outdoor stuff. This would be excellent for that. Now we're going to go through here because there's only one final process to do, and I'm not going to do it. And I'm going to tell you why. It's not because I'm being lazy. It's because I'm working smart, not hard. One of my to-dos today is to mow the lawn. Okay, so we now get to the point of securing the posts and the tarpaulin even better with ropes. I would have to take the ropes back up to mow, and so I'm just not going to do that part yet. But I'm going to go straight to the instructions here and point out several things. Number one, okay, I put mine over just raw ground, as you can see. So I'll be using these ground spikes here where the holes are in the bottom of the posts to secure this to the ground, okay? Now I'll use a mallet, or sometimes I'll use the back of a hatchet, so that if the Bigfoot Sasquatch that may or may not live here in my property attacks while my back's turned, hammering a post like this into the ground, I can easily turn around quickly and I've got something with which I can defend myself. And as you can see, as rusty as this is, if I don't dispatch the Bigfoot Sasquatch, he, she, it, or they will at least get tetanus. All right, but you see how easy that is. And so there's a hole on the other side as well. There is, see there? So I will do that. But then with the ropes, it shows you clearly how to attach the ropes up around underneath the frame. And then you pull the ropes down tightly and you secure the ropes into the ground with this rope ground secure thing, okay? And I like the quality of this because, as you can see, it screws into the ground, so you're going to get a better, instead of just stomping on it or beating it down into the ground with your rusty hatchet, if you can't find your rubber mallet because your kid was using it last week and he never puts things back where they go. Hint, hint. You've got this, okay? And then thirdly, let's say you actually laid out cement or concrete. It does come with these, what do they call these? Expansion screws for concrete or more solid surfaces other than soil. So that's it, folks. Now, again, there was nothing hard about it, nothing difficult, nothing challenging. If you had 2 or 3 people doing this, you could do this in an hour. I'm convinced if I would have enlisted the help of my family for the duration of this, we'd have been done less than an hour. If you'll remember, I just used them to help me put the posts on, and still total time for me was less than 2 hours. Probably the most time consuming part was going around with the connector madoodles, putting them through the metal ring-a-madoodles. But that's it. So I'm going to close this side down, get my equipment I was using out of here, and I'm going to back the bins in here and see how it goes. All right, let's see if it works. So it's a tight squeeze. So by the way, my beautiful bride Dearly, aka Giggly Girl, is working as my camera girl right now. So honey, just be aware of where this is. You know, I could have been a little closer to that side. So there is plenty of space for the doors on both sides to open. Just, hey, first time, it'll take us some practice. But, and I could have gone back a little more, it looks like, but the thing started beeping saying, danger, danger. So I could have gotten the sun off of here, but the sun will hit in the morning, I guess. But it doesn't really get hot until it passes this part. So this is going to protect it from the sun. It'll protect it from the snow and the rain. I'm guesstimating this material will probably last 3 years at least, maybe a little longer, but Vevor will have replacement tarpaulin if you need to contact them to replace this. We have used similar tarpaulins to this to cover firewood piles, and we know we can get about 3 years out of them before the weather just takes its toll. So for the price you pay, again, Vevor's motto is tough tools, half the price. This is a very high quality product without having to pay high quality prices to get it. Again, 2 hours time to put it up by yourself. You could knock that down to an hour if you had 1 or 2 people to help you with it. And I want to thank you for being here for yet another totally awesome video from the most awesome homesteading channel on the planet that typically has nothing whatsoever to do with homesteading off the grid. So folks, I'm just making a little final scene here, an amendment to the end, whatever the word is, because I didn't realize how good that thing looks until I actually got up here on the porch and looked over at it. I was slightly concerned it might look a little trashy, but it doesn't. It's a good looking product. Where we put it, it fits in with the property quite well. And I did go to Amazon to find out the price for this. I had no clue it was as inexpensive as it is. You can get this right now on Amazon for approximately $260. The link is in the description box below. Make sure to go down there. And then also the question about how long will it last. My estimate's 3 years. Vevor does indeed sell the replacement top canopy, the canvas that goes on top, and the replacement is only $67. So if all you have to do is invest $67 every 3 or 4 years to replace that, that's a pretty good deal. So we like it so much, we might actually get one for our truck. So again, I want to thank you for watching this demo video. They're not my favorite types of videos to do, so I really do appreciate you hanging in there with me for its entirety. And I do want to give a thanks and a shout out to my sponsor Vevor for supplying me with all these wonderful products that we demo. They've been sponsoring this channel for about 5 or 6 years now, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. Every product they've ever sent us to do a demo video with, we actually use it, and it's still working as if we had just started using it, even the products that are 5 and 6 years old. So thank you, Vevor, and thank all of you for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. If you're outside, stay hydrated. See you next time.